Like a real classic? Something truly historic to add to your collection? I think we can whet your appetite. Hello and welcome to AAR On Air. This week it's 1911 time, following the launch of a new replica pistol from Umarex. Now, a replica of the 1911 is nothing new, and indeed Umarex have produced a replica before. But that was a replica of the Colt Government 1911A1, which was actually produced circa 1924 and held a higher capacity magazine. The version they produced was a really nice weighty item and felt terrific in the hand, and used the 8-round rotary pellet magazine that is found in so many Umarex guns. The trade-off for all this heavy-weighted, high-quality pistol is that it's non-blowback, which may put some people off and won't bother others. So, along comes the new Colt 1911, which is based on the earlier 7-round, thinner grip 45 cal model. But this new BB version from Umarex is blowback and has a 17-round capacity magazine. Let's take a closer look, shall we? It is black and wood rather than the more weathered or distressed look. Oh, and the wood in the grips is actual wood, not faux wood on both models, which is nice. The overall length is 250 millimeters, which is around 8.5 inches, and tops the scales at 830 grams, or just over 1 pound 13 ounces. It has the simple rounded lines of the original and a really nice feel to the racking on the top slide. It has open front and rear sights, which are non-adjustable and moulded into the top slide. This being a replica, there are no rails on top or bottom for external sighting or accessories, which is nice. Whilst we're talking around the slide, this does have some white markings on it, but not heavily or overly garish. The slide is also field strippable by firstly removing the magazine, then depress the button on the right hand side, which allows you to remove like that. Then simply slide forward and it's off. You can then, by depressing the front, actually take the spring out and the rest of the mechanism as well. Refitting is simply the reverse. Put the slide back on the top, take it all the way so that you can then return the side lever. It needs to line up once again with the gap there. There you have it. Return the magazine and you're done. Now, whilst you have the magazine out, it's really then just a simple case of slotting in your CO2, tighten up with the supplied hex key, just enough, that's it. Then pull down on the spring, get the BBs of your choice and fill in through the hole in the front. Nice and simple, just drop them all in until you have a full 17. Then return the spring, pop back into the gun and you're ready to go. The next thing to look at is the safety, which on a 1911 of course has more than one. The first is in the grip itself, because if you're not holding it correctly, your hand won't depress the safety on the rear of the grip and the whole thing is simply locked up. The second safety is on the left hand side, which can be operated with your thumb if you're shooting right-handed. This is down for fire with the red dot evident and up for safe. This locks the hammer and the slide. Time, I think, to drop this over the chronograph to see what power it's producing. Now, Umarex claim less than 3 joules, because as I've said so many times, this is a replica, not a high-power rat killer, and should never be used to try and take out pests. It would simply injure them and should never be used to do this. I shot this with Umarex steel BBs, which are around 5.4 grains, and it saw 324 feet per second, which is 1.26 foot-pounds or 1.71 joules, just as I would have expected. Now, next, I tried Dust Devils, and the great news is it does like them and is quite happy to shoot them, which means you can do away with ricocheting that some people have a problem with. Using these at 4.35 grain, it saw 342 feet per second, which is 1.13 foot-pounds or 1.53 joules. Again, it's not high-powered, but that's not what this is designed for. The next thing then is to get this down the range and do a spot of shooting. It's not really a target pistol, so I think it's more of a plinking time rather than paper punching. Here goes.
The new 1911 Colt 1911. That feels really nice. Do you know what? They have really gone to town on this one. They've made it, it's smooth, it feels nice in the hand. These are things that you can't get across just by seeing it on a video. You've actually got to hold it and shoot it. And as much as I will admit to not necessarily being the biggest fan of the Colt 1911, I do like the 1911 A1 more because, I don't know, it's just, it's made on the same platform as the 92 FS. It's very similar, just rebodied it, and you've got that weight. Although this is weighted, it's made out of some really nice materials. It's not cheaply manufactured, it's not cheaply manufactured, and it feels really, really nice. It is BB rather than pellet, but you've got the option, of course, for the 1911 A1 if you want the pellet. I'm going to give this a go now, but I'm just going to do tin cans because there's no special sighting or anything like that. This is the raw one. This is the sidearm. So let's give it a go, shall we? Locked open. It's one of those guns that you don't want to just sit and aim. You want pulling the trigger, and you want to pull it as many times as you can, as fast as you can. It's a nice thing. It just feels really, really nice. And I know I've said it before. That's freezing cold because I pulled the trigger that fast. I've said it before. These things are about replicas. It's about holding a piece of history in many, many ways, and they make them so accurate that it really genuinely feels like you're holding an original. They are very, very good. You've got the lock open action, you've got everything you could possibly need, and you've got a wall hanger if you just want it as a wall hanger. They're really nice. They're capable of plinking. That's what they are. They're not hunting, they're capable of plinking, and it's a really fun, nice way to do it. It's not necessarily having the lads round with the beers. It's more a case of just sitting there and having your moment. And I suppose on this 80th anniversary, yeah, I think we're allowed our moment as well, aren't we? Fabulous. Really is fabulous. Well done, Umarex. Absolutely well done. Back to the studio.
Great fun with a nice blowback action and a sense of history in your hands. Really high quality. A great plinker. If it's target work you're looking for, then I would say that you need the pellet version, which has a rifle barrel, but of course no blowback, which is also going to aid accuracy. I can't help thinking that either of these would make an amazing wall hanger in a nice frame. Some would agree and some may not, but to me these are a piece of historic art. The price then? Well, this is going to relieve you of less than 190 of our fine UK pounds, which doesn't seem like a high price to me, but I'll let you decide that Now, I have really enjoyed these two. Hopefully you've enjoyed the review. If you have, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, share and click the alarm notification bell. Take a look at the AAR On Air website for all kinds of stuff, competitions and of course the Green Air Project that so many of you have so very kindly got involved with. These are just a few of the people who I would like to thank for their involvement. Thank you so much. As always, I'd also like to thank Vector Air for their help with this one. There is a link to them in the drop down box below. That's it for this week. Please stay safe and shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you next week for even more reviews. Bye for now.